Hey everyone, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Hyena. My studio is actually back where it's supposed to be. I know, shock and amazement. I got my pretty lights, I got my Jason mask, I got my octopus and my fox, pack of doggies. The heater is on and the dishwasher is going, so it's a full house today, so let's get this going. Wow, I almost got a bit tongue-tied there. Anyways, what I am going to be working on today is actually a piece I started sketching in, of all places, a Chick-fil-A. That they were happy with me sitting there for like 2 hours drawing, but hey, I did buy an extra milkshake, so there is that. And those waffle fries, those are so freaking good, especially in that dipping sauce. Like the Polynesian is to die for. I love it. Okay, but this is not a Chick-fil-A ad, or is it sponsored or anything like that. But what I have going for today's video is I want to test these out. Now then, these are something that I had picked up at Five Below a little while back. These have a brush tip and a fine point tip, and just because of all the fine details in this image, I really wanted to use tools that, well, kind of reflected that. So we're gonna see how these perform. But I was originally thinking, now let's just go into it. Why do we need to swatch? But considering it's Five Below, I better do some swatching. So let's just get to that. All right, that was absolutely marvelous, wonderful. Anyways, let's take a look at these markers. You have brush tip and fine tip marked, and there's also a little band here, kinda, sorta. Can you see that? Maybe if my camera would focus. Focus. You're not focusing. There you go. Like, there is kind of a band, so you can see it at a glance. Maybe. All right. Oh. Okay. Wow. Ugh. So the fine tip, very, very, very fine. And the brush, oh, that is a nice little brush tip. Okay, so it's like they feel very lightweight. Trying to roll off. And they also do have a triangular barrel, but apparently that doesn't really help for them rolling away. I'm also checking to see. It doesn't say if they're alcohol based or not. Well, I guess we better find out now. So I'm just gonna take this green one here. Maybe if it'll focus, 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 focus. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Well, it goes down smooth and, ooh, okay, that feels water-based. Okay, here, let's look at the back. Okay, yeah, there is like no bleed through. These feel water-based. Okay, and that is like so fine, I don't even hardly see it. It could just be the color I picked. Okay, is that even showing up? Not hardly. Okay, here. I'm gonna get something that's a bit darker. Maybe it was just that one, and geez, this does not want to come off. Okay. Okay, there, that fine tip works just fine. Now it doesn't want to go back on. Ooh, that one is like super juicy. All right, so I was expecting these to be alcohol-based, not water, so this changes things up again. Also makes me really glad that my finished illustration is gonna be on a mixed media paper, not something else. So yeah, glad I didn't do this on marker paper, otherwise this would have been a very odd video. Yeah, there goes my dishwasher. Okay, like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish these up and then get to it. So, yeah, what'll be a second for you is gonna be way longer for me. I guarantee you that. Okay, so here are the finished swatches. The colors look nice, however, I do think I should point out something. Like, one of my pens came like this. Now then, like, it's like, the nib is completely squished. It is useless. Luckily, it was the fine tip end and not the brush tip end. However, there are a fair few of the brush tips, and geez, I do not know what it is about these things, but it is hard to get the freaking caps onto the fine tip end. I mean, like, it is a pain. Literally, it's like my thumb and forefingers. They kind of hurt right now. And also, some of the brushes, okay, here, let me see. Like, the brush at least comes off easily, but as you can see, it is a little bit frayed at the tip. Some of them are like that, but again, what do you expect for all of $5? And wow, okay, well, my hand is gonna be an absolute mess by the time this video is done. Anyways, so take that with a grain of salt. I mean, like, these are Five Below art supplies, so I have a feeling these are probably gonna be better for like sketching and doodling rather than full finished pieces, but you know what? I'm gonna see if I can make a very nice full finished piece with these, so yeah. Okay, that was very not dramatic at all or awesome, but okay, yeah, like, you know what, I'm just gonna get to it. So while this is the part where I usually talk about the markers and how well they perform, or don't in some cases, I think that today I'd like to talk a bit about my experience using Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, up until very recently, I have been exclusively using Vegas Studio 2016 edition to do my video editing. Yes, I know it's ancient by today's standards, but I liked it because it was simple and so easy to use. Still is, but that's beside the point. It's a really good starter editing program, I want to say. The sort of thing where if you're just starting to dip your toes into the water of editing your own videos, it's a great place to start. With that being said, Adobe Premiere Pro hit me like a freight train. One word comes to mind immediately: complicated. Everything is far more complex than what I'm used to using. However, while I'm not a fan of the whole subscription model at all, this program has actually been a lot of fun to learn how to use. In some cases. Not when it took me like 3 hours just to figure out how to get those little positioning sliders to cooperate. Yes, that actually happened. I was about ready to chuck my keyboard at the wall. I was getting so frustrated. But, of course, that doesn't solve anything, because then I would have to pay to fix my wall, pay to fix a keyboard, or get a new keyboard, and ain't nobody got time for that. But once I actually sit down, focus, and not get distracted by mindless stupidity on YouTube, I learn what I can from tutorials and experiment on my own. This video utilizes many of the new and interesting things that I've learned at the time of this recording. For example, these lovely split-screen transitions. If you're curious about video editing, in particular with Adobe Premiere Pro, I'll post the links to the tutorials that I've been using. Hopefully they can help you as they've helped me. Now maybe I'll squeeze in a few words about those markers. For $5, not too overall shabby at all. Although one of the fine tips was destroyed. Just out of the box damaged. Which really is a shame. I mean, like, you know, I hate buying brand new stuff and then opening it and finding, oh, well, would you look at that?
However, that being said, I think you're only gonna want to use the brush tips with these particular markers. The brush tips are quite nice, actually. Unlike some water-based markers I've used in the past, these particular tips are the perfect combination of flexible and firm. Honestly, some so-called brush tips that I've used before act more like extra chunky bullet tips. Naturally, these were refreshing. One thing I've been trying to get into more is just drawing while out in public. Obviously, you want to observe time and place. I mean, if the restaurant or wherever it is you're trying to draw is jam-packed at rush hour, it's probably not such a good idea. But, you know, if it's just like kind of a chill Sunday afternoon and you just pop into your local coffee shop and set up, as long as you're not bothering anybody else, you should be good. Sometimes just switching up your drawing venue can help with the flow of creative juices. But I can totally understand if you just want to stay home. There are some days I'm just not in the mood to leave my couch.
Okay, so overall conclusion, were these worth the $5? Despite a couple of minor setbacks with them, I would say so. I'm probably gonna put them into my little travel art bag, because let me put it to you this way, if they get lost or damaged, I'm not gonna be too upset. But they were really fun to use. I had a lot of fun working on this piece. I kind of wish that I could have done it in the restaurant, actually, that I was working on the original sketch in, but at least I got to film it for you guys and do a review on these markers, so there's that. Overall, I mean, like, if you find these at your local Five Below, or if they're available anywhere else, for $5, I would definitely say it is worth a shot. Anyways, with all that being said, I certainly hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, while we're at it, why not visit my Instagram at SilverHyenaArt, which I really need to update. Anyways, with all that being said, this is Silver Hyena, signing off. Stay creative, everybody. Bye!